What's going on, guys? As always, thanks for listening to the Pete and Sebastian show. But if you want more of us without the ads, you got to go over to the Patreon channel. $5 a month. We do a whole extra show that's not heard by everybody else. Plus, I'm going live every Tuesday, 8:30 East Coast, 5:30 West Coast, taking calls. It's been unbelievable. We call it loose ends. We take calls. 1 minute you're talking to a woman who just finished working out in her living room, and she's talking about a guy she used to date, now they're friends. He wants to be more than that. She don't know if she wants to. Next thing you know, I'm talking to a guy in Buffalo who's a cop asking me to go on a ride along. Next thing you know, I'm talking to a guy in a stable petting the back ass of his horse. You just don't know where you're going to end up. It's like a fucking traveling time capsule, man. Anyway, every Tuesday, 8:30, we're doing that. So join us, man. We're having a ball over there. All right, back to the regular cast with ads. Thanks to Prolon for sponsoring this episode. These days, a lot of people are learning about all the benefits of fasting, like weight loss, mental and physical performance, and gut health, but worry about the whole not eating part. Well, that's exactly why Prolon was created. Introducing Prolon, a revolutionary plant-based nutrition program that nourishes the body while making cells believe they're fasting. Researched and developed for decades at the University of Southern California Longevity Institute and backed by leading U.S. medical centers, Prolon helps promote healthy blood sugar, support cardiovascular health, and reduce abdominal fat. Prolon really isn't like any other diet we've tried because it's not a diet. It truly is science. It's convenient. They sent everything we needed all in one box. If I was going to start a nutrition program, Prolon is exactly what I'd use. It's convenient, backed by Nobel-winning science, and it works. Right now, Prolon is offering the Pete and Sebastian show listeners 15% off their 5-day nutrition program. Go to prolonlife.com/Pete. That's PROLON life.com/Pete for this special offer. That's prolonlife.com/Pete.
This is the Pete and Sebastian Show with Pete Correale and Sebastian Maniscalco.
Pete and Sebastian Show. Welcome to the party. We are up and running here. Lots to get into today. Patrick, you want to take that duck down? Our duck is... for those of you who don't know, we have a duck that lets us know what time we're at.
Yeah.
So I'll look over and I see the duck. I know we're at a specific time. We generally have this with guests.
Tell them how the sausage is made. Yeah.
Wow. We haven't had a guest in, 8 months?
I got a buddy. Speaking of how the sausage is made. No, I know. I don't know what happened with that. But we had good ones. Jackie actually just heard the Carrot Top one. She's like, that was really interesting, you know. But I have a buddy who works at Purina Dog Factory. And I've been trying to get a tour from him for a while. And he's going to set it up for me. But he can't believe I would want one. But, like, I feel like there's not enough of that going around. That, like, if someone has a job that's a friend of yours, you should be allowed to bring them to see the job and take a look around and see how the sausage is made. Any job.
So like having like a little field trip to their job and go, oh, yeah, this is where we have our break room and this is where we have the cranes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes, exactly. The crane operator. If my neighbor's a crane operator and I'm a social studies teacher, and he goes, Mikey, can you get a half a day from school one day? Why? Well, if you can get down to the work site by about 1 p.m., that's when I take the elevator back up the crane. If you want to come up, you always talk about it. You could see how I bring the beams over, the girders, the iron girders, and we'll be up there for like 2 hours, but you'll see the meats and bones of it. I talked to my boss. Oh, my God. How fucking great would that be? Even your shows, all these people working security and all this before the show starts, they should be able to be like to a daughter, come on down. You can't see the show, but you can come in. You can see them setting up. See the da-da-ba.
So what job would you like to see in person? Like, if someone
the
said,
Purina
hey,
one,
come down.
I wanted to see how the dog one does, because sometimes I can smell Purina dog food all the way in my town, which is about 3.5 miles away from the factory. And my buddy who works there says when you smell it, he goes, that means all 6 ovens are going.
So like once in a while I'll smell it and I'll text him. I go, where are we on the ovens? And he'll go, ha ha, all 6, man, fire it up. That Purina, that's big business. But I'd like to see how a beer is bottled, maybe like Blue Moon, how we bottling that. Like, what would you like to see? Like, that would be another one I'd like to see. I'd like to see Skinny Pop. Show me the operation that's making this shit that I'm very close to giving fellatio to a man to for a bag of. If they stop making it.
How do you think? Yeah. Do you think it's constantly being popped and put into the bags, or do they pop it and then just start shoveling it into the bags? What would you say? How do they bag popcorn?
It's both, man. Like if the baggers got tied up, they'd be like, "Listen, we got 3 tons of popcorn coming your way. So fix the problem." Like, yeah, it's just constant. They can't keep this shit on the shelves long enough, bro. They can't. But fascinating, right? Like I know. What about you? Like, can you think of anything offhand that you'd like to, like a factory?
I would like to see. Let's see. That's a good question. What job would I like to go to? God.
How about seeing how a nice cologne is made? What's that process? How do you? Is that like in a vat? Is somebody stirring the fucking Dracar at a certain temperature? How does it work?
No, that's a good one. I never thought about how cologne is made. Small batch. Is that something that's being like? Is it like wine where they have to let it sit for 3 years and then they?
I'm saying yes, right. What's the main ingredient? Water? Is everything being mixed to water, or is it like? What's the main liquid ingredient of cologne? This is something you should know, bro.
That's a great question. I would assume it's water. Could you tell me, Patrick, what percentage of cologne is water based? It's got to be water, no?
Right.
While he's looking that up, I got something I want to talk about. Yesterday I went to a school event. It was at night. And at the school, they celebrate different cultures. You know, this one, they were celebrating the Indian culture. And I'm sitting there, right? This is after a long day. I did a 6-hour podcast. I'm doing this podcast that I can't talk about right now, but it's a story podcast. It's not like a guest-driven podcast. It's a story. Right. And then I went to go and take Serafina to gymnastics, and then on the way home, we stopped at the event. So it's 6:00. I'm beat out of my mind. And I'm looking around, and everybody's like having a good time. Like some people are doing some dancing, other people are doing this and that. People are laughing, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, of course, my wife is talking to mothers and other fathers and whatnot, and I just feel like I'm a loner when I go to these things, right? I just feel like I'm not like piped in with like a bunch of dads are in a circle talking. Yeah, I feel like I'm never really in that mix. And then I started to sit down, and my son was doing finger weaving with some whatever yarn. And I'm sitting there with him on the carpet, and he's showing me how to do it. And then every once in a while I'd peel back and look around, and again everybody was like having fun, and I wasn't in the mix. And I'm thinking to myself, am I missing something here? Like, if I was here constantly, would I be more like involved in the school parent group? Or are you like this? I doubt that you're hanging out with other dads. No,
I'm not. And I know it's a tough thing when you're in that moment. Like just yesterday, Jackie's got the hammerhead swim thing, and she needed me to drop off boxes. And there's some men. Hey Pete, I'm like, hey, how you doing? I recognize faces, but I mean, guy, I was in Calgary and Winnipeg. I mean, I'm doing these things. We're gone, right? But anyway, the point is, when I come back to the car, there's 3 men chatting over there, and my car was over here, and I kind of went around that way because I was like, I'd love to chat with them, but I feel like they're not like, I'm not included. I'm out of the loop with this stuff. And then I got in the car and I'm like wondering, do they think I'm an asshole? Or do they be like, he's traveling? He's like, I don't know. I'm wondering what they think about me. Do you ever wonder what they're thinking about you when you're watching your kid finger weave and all the adults are talking? And you're not walking over and going, hey, how's everybody doing?
Yeah, I'm not necessarily thinking about what they're thinking of me. I'm thinking about, like, should I be dancing to the music and the... But, like, no, I shouldn't. I would never do that. Even if I wasn't traveling, I would never be like, oh, yeah, now I'm going to get in the circle and dance with the people. I don't know, man. I just feel like sometimes I'm a fish out of water when I go to those things. Don't know what to really talk about, you know?
No. Yeah,
what am I gonna
but
say?
no matter what you...
What am I going to say? My buddy Pete, you should have seen what he did. He took out a full-size, family-size popcorn bag in the SUV. And they're going to go, what? And I go, yeah, I had a problem with that.
Oh, they're talking about, we did a business thing here, or we did this, and you're going, I was catching fish at Pike's Place in Seattle, and everyone was gathering around to take photos with me after I caught the fish. So, like, different life.
Speaking of the fish place, we didn't really get into this last cast, but for those listeners that are unaware, we were in Seattle in the morning. We went to that Pike's Market, and they were throwing fish across the room, and you'd catch it and whatnot. So we had come up with, like, and the guys were salesmen. I mean, come on, they're trying to sell fish out there, right? They probably get a commission.
Yeah.
And our friend John was with us, and John was sampling some crab meat. Now, we had brought up the fact that if you start sampling the food, are you obligated to purchase something? So if you sample and go, that's good, and then you just walk away, do they look at you going, this guy ate crab? And he didn't buy a fillet of fish? Not that he's...
Right.
And he didn't buy anything. I didn't even... I had a little crab. Didn't we have some crab together?
Well, the thing with John was that it's okay to do a sample, and then you make a decision. Thank you, appreciate it. When you go back, because he went back, I go, double sample? Now you got to purchase.
Oh, he went for... Oh, wow.
Double sample.
We made a meal out of it.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I'll do a little more. I'll do a little more sort of a comment, you know? And I'm like...
no.
Yeah. And then they bring in other samples... And you're taking that, he's taking that. I'm like, you guys are like filling up. You're like, don't even need lunch.
No, well, listen, I bought enough fish. I bought enough fish.
You did.
Where I'm surprised they didn't say, let me just fillet one for you right here on the house. Right? Like,
I know. Yeah.
I had a nice little purchase going. So,
not only that, I just noticed from a distance, I just noticed too, bro. And in case you're wondering, it's almost like getting a haircut that you think looks good, but no one's telling you it looks good. Saw you pay with $100 bills from a distance. Real cool. Looked very Sinatra-esque, just firing them over the counter. Like, Jesus Christ, guy's got a fucking paper factory in his back pocket. Jeez.
I gotta tell you, there is a confidence in paying with cash that you just don't get with a card. I feel if you paying with cash, even at the grocery store, sometimes I'll take a knot out and I'm like, let me pay cash with this. I have a credit card, but you know, like every once in a while you want to pay with cash because you just feel like it's done. Like this is it. You got it. I got it. There's no more ties to you.
That's it.
You know,
official transaction is over.
Yeah, you got to relive the charge with a credit card.
True.
I feel
it's
like
official with cash. It's official.
It's official. It's like you're telling people in the line, I got it now. I got it. I don't
That's
need
it.
the 30 days to pay it. It's happening right now, right? With the credit
and the
card,
other-
I feel sometimes. One second, I feel like with the credit card, when I get the bill and I see $195 from Bristol Farms, I gotta go, what the hell did I spend $195? And I gotta go, yeah, I bought the steak, and then you relive the experience, and you almost feel like you're getting charged twice.
Right? You think about what you did for the $195 and you're like, oh, right, it wasn't that good. Now I'm disappointed again. I was disappointed when I ate it. Now I'm disappointed again thinking about it because I see it on my...
Thanks to Prolon for sponsoring this episode. These days, people, we're all learning all about the benefits of fasting, how it helps with weight loss, mental and physical performance, and gut health. But we still worry about the whole not eating part. Well, that's exactly why Prolon was created. Introducing Prolon, a revolutionary plant-based nutrition program that nourishes the body while making cells believe that they're fasting. They think they're fasting, but they're not, but they think they are. Researched and developed for decades at the University of Southern California Longevity Institute and backed by leading U.S. medical centers, Prolon helps promote healthy blood sugar, support cardiovascular health, and reduce abdominal fat, support metabolic and cardiovascular health, and change your relationship with food in just 5 days. Prolon really isn't like any other diet because it's not a diet. It's truly science. It's convenient. They'll send you everything you need in one box. If I was going to start a nutrition program, Prolon is exactly what I'd use. Like I said, it's convenient and backed by Nobel-winning science, and most importantly, it works. So right now, Prolon is offering the Pete and Sebastian Show listeners 15% off their 5-day nutrition program. Go to prolonlife.com/Pete. That's PROLON life.com/Pete for this special offer. That's prolonlife.com/Pete.
Yeah.
And the other beauty of cash, and I know you know this, is once you pay for it, like the fish, whoever wasn't there to see it, it's up to you if you want anyone to know whatever happened. You know what I'm saying? There's no trace that you bought fish at that place on that day, unless you saw it. We're all, cash, and that's what I feel like. Why someday there won't be cash, because I don't think the government's like that. That they don't know that there's a lot of transactions going on, that you can't keep track of.
Well, I've always been a big cash guy, and I just always like having a little something in my pocket, just in case.
You feel the more I have, my whole life, if I have a lot in my pocket, no matter what I got in my bank account, I'm like, it's not my bank account. Growing up, it'd always be, it's my pocket. What do I got in my pocket? And that's what you could see and touch. And so, but what were we talking about before that? I forgot where we were going.
We're talking about cologne. He's got the cologne up here.
Yeah,
so typically, ratio of water to cologne is typically around 5 to 15%. It's made up of 3 to 5% perfume oil, 80 to 90% alcohol, and 5 to 15% water. So it's alcohol.
Wow. Damn.
Which I didn't know.
Mixture. Yeah, that'd be a cool thing to check out, see how they make that.
Yeah, cologne is a good, interesting one. I'd like to, I'm just...
Any factory, I'd be like...
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
And this kind of goes back to your bet. Not really, but pistachios, right?
Yeah.
You ever see the ones that are... They sell them no shell?
Yeah.
You think human beings are cracking open those pistachios and putting it in a bag, or is that a machine?
No, that's got to be a machine, man. That's got to be a machine. Can you imagine that job?
Well, hey, you know what? Look this up, Patrick. Is there a pistachio de-sheller machine? Because if you had a de-sheller machine in your house on pistachios, would you use it, or would you open it up yourself?
Wow, if they had a mini one?
Hold on. Wait, they got a box for the shell and the box for the... This looks like a shit operation, though. He's putting the pistachios in a grocery bag.
Oh, shit, that's right. You know what they need to have? I'm surprised they don't have, before you go any further with this Dishella, and you would buy this. Something, how you have a microwave that heats food instantly? Something that freezes it instantly. How cool would that be? Like, instantly.
Yeah, like a flash freezer. Okay, here's one. Here's another one we got.
The temperature of the dryer is adjusted to about 60 to 70 degrees Celsius with a humidity of 30.
So stop it, pause it. So there's people here, right? There's people here looking for pistachios, and I assume they're looking for ones that are like closed, like a clam, right? And maybe picking those out. You ever get like
I think they're looking for rotten ones.
You think? Because
there's a lot that aren't open.
This.
With modern production processes and strict quality management, the pistachio processing plant has created high-quality products.
Honest to God, you said like you just got a conveyor, but this shit don't stop. It's like the mail, bro. This shit don't stop.
Yeah.
It just keeps coming. Like you can't even take a break from that.
No.
Like they got to shut the whole system down in order for you to go, okay, guys, listen, I got it. That's just not coming your way.
Did you ever, did you ever work like that? On a conveyor, like at a factory like that?
No. I worked at UPS where the boxes just kept coming, but like not meticulous like that, no.
When I worked at a masonry, I worked at a masonry in college, home for the summers. Most days I worked with my neighbor, Mr. Riccadelli, and we made coping. But sometimes they would send me over to the main part of the plant where they had 24 hours, they were making cinder blocks. And they bake in an oven. So when they come out, they're warm and soft. And the cinder block has the two holes? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So all day long, when you had a shift, they would give you a big stack next to you of little square pieces of styrofoam. And the cinder blocks would come down the conveyor belt warm, right out of the oven, soft. And you just had to, 1, 2, stuff the things in the hole so the holes wouldn't cave in while they dried. 1, 2, 1, 2, And then when your bag was low, you go, bag low! And someone would run over with another fucking bag and open it up so you could just keep 1, 2. Thank you, Mike. Bag, 1, 2, 1, 2. And if you had to pee, you'd be like, bathroom! And someone would come over and slide in with their hard hat on, 1, 2. And then you run a quick piss and come back. Fucking 2.5 hours straight. 15-minute break, 2.5 hours straight. Lunch, 2.5 hours straight. Home. Fucking shit. Oh my God. Like Laverne and Shirley.
Was that one of the worst jobs you've had? Could you give me
the money was great, man. I was in college.
Had?
The most boring job I ever had. Shit. Front desk at the hotel was pretty fucking boring.
That was boring?
Well, I mean, because I checked people in and there'd be long.
You'd rather stuff cinder blocks than check people in?
You didn't say that. You said what was more boring. Yeah, I would rather check people in. Yeah. Yeah, but there was a lot going on at the plant. I only did that once in a while, and then other days I was young when I did that. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that forever, but I don't know. What was the most boring job you ever had? Like boring.
I remember I had a temp job. I used to work for Olston Staffing. It was a temporary. So they used to call me up and go, I think I talked to you about this. Like, Sebastian, we have a great 5 days of work filing. Okay. And pays $12 an hour. And I go there and they put me in a room with a bunch of file cabinets and stacks of paper. And I had to look for A, put the A, look for, put the J. 8 hours a day. Hang nails like you wouldn't believe. fleeting.
Come
Okay.
on.
5 days in this freaking thing. 5 days in this room. 40 hours. By the end of it, I was like, there's no way. There's no way I could do this ever again. Anytime they call me for filing or data entries, another one. Here's another one I used to do. I used to pass out mint mints at events. So I went down to the Taste of Chicago, and as you were going into the Taste of Chicago, I had a huge bag strapped across my chest with Smint mints, and I pass out mints to people all day long.
Oh my God. Holy shit, man. Yeah. Damn.
And the worst, I think I told you, I was Captain Morgan. I used to play Captain Morgan at bars.
No, you told, that one told us about. Yeah. Phenomenal.
With a fucking bird on my shoulder walking around. Ahoy! You believe?
Jeez. Unbelievable.
Did I tell you that story?
About
the biker bar? Yeah, okay. There's another thing I wanted to get into. I want to get your take on this. So, I don't know how to put this. I took out. Okay, I'll just tell you. My mother brought her friend with us for the New York show. So she, was very thankful that, she got to come to the dinner and the show and this and that. So she sent me a
lovely
very
lady.
nice gift. Yeah, you met her. She sent me a thank you gift. My question to you is, when you get a thank you gift, are you supposed to say thank you for the thank you?
I think so. I got a really nice card just from my aunt and uncle, just saying congrats on a lot of the stuff you've been doing lately. And I feel like I owe them a card, which I just got from Jackie to write. For the card, I owe them a card for a card. Thank you for thinking of me and saying such nice things. So let alone a gift. Yeah, I think you do.
Okay. Yeah, just wanted to get your take on that. I thought that would be a longer bit, but go ahead.
Well, the thing... Well, I'll tell you what's happening with loose ends, which is making me want to shut it down almost. People calling up just to go, I sent you a picture of blah, 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 or I sent, like, they'll send me something and I didn't thank them for it. I'm like, oh, that was you, the salad bowl? Yeah, thanks. So now they, I feel like they're just using it to go, let me call that guy up and be like, did you get the thing?
I mean, listen, it's very sweet that the people send stuff over, but I mean, at the end of the day, you should have a garage sale with the shit that people send you, right?
Well, one guy, this is funny. Well, it depends what it is. A lot of times it's like, they just mean well, but like one guy, this is a funny one though. This is recently, got a giant bag of dog food, like a big one, and a lot happens all the time. No note or no anything, right? So I don't know if you recall. Remember we got like dog food like about 6-7 months ago or something. So I was like, oh, maybe this is a new sponsor. Like I think you might have got too. We just recently got these things that show photographs. You put photographs in them. So a lot of times we get shit that are sponsors. So I said to Jackie, I go, I don't know. I guess this is from a sponsor. So we have a friend that works at a vet. We're like, you want the dog food? Because, we don't use that kind. Oh, yeah, thank you. So we sent it off. Then I get something from a listener. Petey, remember when I sent you that bottle of, I think he sent me a bottle of Jack Daniels or something? I said, yeah, man. He goes, I forgot to change the Amazon address back to my house. So when I ordered dog food for my house, it got sent to your house. Right? So I go, bro, I thought that was a response. I already gave it to my vet. But in my head, I'm like, if I didn't, was he expecting me to ship a 90 fucking pound bag of dog food to Missouri? I mean, because I don't know if I'm doing that either.
That's funny.
So,
oh God, that's funny.
Maybe not though. I don't know. Maybe you're not expected to do it. Oh my God, bro!
Jesus Christ!
Equipment here.
What the fuck is going on, bro? What is that? Is that nailed into the
Trump,
wood?
I
What
can't
is
even
that?
get a mic that stays into the stand. There we go.
Did you rig that? Is that something that you rigged up? I feel like
Yeah,
it's
I
a
cut
Pete
the
move.
I did. I cut the pipe on the microphone with a hacksaw to make it shorter. I smushed it back into
I'm
the
surprised
stand.
the microphone still works. Hacksaw to a microphone? Jesus Christ.
To the microphone metal part, just so I could be at this
I
level.
know.
I like to have
Anything I hear hacksaw and microphone, I hear it ain't going to work anymore.
yeah, but yeah, I did this a long time ago. It's working fine. It's working fine. So this is 3 a day. I wanted to show you something. Yeah. If you got something, let's go with what you got.
No, I got nothing. I'm fucking dry here, bro.
Remember a few weeks ago we were talking about more than that, maybe a month ago, having Sidney Crosby on, and we were talking about hockey players and their teeth.
Yeah.
You know, and then like how did they come out?
Yeah.
So a gentleman that I've kind of become friendly with, he's retired now, but he was an all-star in the NHL, Keith Yandel. Great dude, man. He had 9 teeth knocked out, bro, at one time. 9. He said you guys are talking about most hockey players go with something called a flipper. So like it can come out, I guess. And then when you retire as a hockey player, then you go get permanents.
Oh,
So-
I see.
Yeah. But that was interesting too.
So do you think that bit died too?
Yeah, Ant's dead. Yeah.
Let's bring up this Sheffaloo wood, the tree that. Man, my brain is shutting down. The oil on the tree bark, whatever the hell.
How do you know about this? You already saw it?
Yeah, it's like my father used to watch this growing up.
Your father used to watch this growing up like it's a real game in Italy? That like is popular?
Yeah, this is what they do once a year. Once a year they do this. My uncle did this. It's they grease up a telephone pole and they try and get to the end of it. This is where my father grew up.
Hold on.
this
Pause
town.
it. I can't hear. I want to hear Sebastian. Fill me in. All right,
Yeah,
where
pause
did they? Thank you. Where do they do this?
This is where my father grew up, Sheffaloo, Sicily. This is his hometown. This is where this takes place. That's where my father grew up, right there.
Fuck out of here, bro.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit. And they do this every year? And like your dad didn't do it though. He didn't do it?
My uncle did it.
Did
My
your
uncle
uncle get the flag or he just tried it?
No, he tried it. He didn't get the flag, but he tried it. Do you think you could do that? Do you think barefoot you could get the flag doing this thing?
No. Do you think you could?
No, I would definitely not, wouldn't be able to balance on that thing to get it.
But some of them
But it
wipe
looks
out
fun.
bad, man. Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You fall off that thing, you break an arm.
And then if you don't hit that thing, you still got 20, 30 foot drop to the water. That's like, I don't want to go in there. I might land on my back. Dude, you weren't there when they did that? That would be so cool to see.
No. I wish I was, but it's definitely something I want to go back and check out. It's I forget what it's called Tina Amade Sheffaloo Association. Yeah, I got to ask my dad actually what they call it and what it's for. But yeah, pretty cool event in Sheffaloo.
And
did
your dad?
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now. All right? I almost closed my eyes and fell asleep.
All right.
Fucking exhausted. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but I was just saying, all right, to do it with your eyes closed. Is that where your dad used to live, like right by that water right there?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
it's called the street right by the water is called Lungomare. So it's a beautiful town. I can't wait to go back. Small fishing village. The water's beautiful. People are great. and it's a great town. I mean, it's you got to go, man. It's in Sicily. It's about an hour east
shit.
of Palermo.
And when you saw your dad's house, right? Was it the same as it was, basically speaking, when he grew up?
Well, when we went there, my dad rang the doorbell. It's a 3-flat, so he lived on the top floor. And he rang the doorbell, and the intercom came on, and they, hello, Prolon, ciao. And my dad in Italian said, I used to live here when I was a kid. I have my son here. Do you mind if we come up and see the place? And then, aspetta. So she, I don't know what she was doing, but what we found out later, she was asking her husband if we could come up. So it's the weirdest thing. We walked in, the husband's sitting there in a guinea tea at the table, eating a bowl of pasta. It looked like he just got home from a long day of work. And this guy didn't want this guy didn't want anything to do with us. It was probably the wife going, the son is here. Da, 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 da. So we went up. We looked around. It was so small. But my father's like, it's my bedroom. I used to share with my brother right here. And this is, oh my God. Like he was like reliving his childhood. He hadn't been back in 50 years. And now he's seeing it for the first time with his family living there. And we stayed for a little bit. It was only about, I'd say, 3 minutes tops. Because we wanted to get out there. They had kids. They were all eating dinner. We were walking through the place. The place is 600 square feet. Right? So and they're eating dinner. They got their fucking laundry hanging out outside the window.
Jeez,
and
it's probably the best
place.
goddamn pasta too, right there in his bowl. Probably the best pasta you'd ever had in your life. Homemade on the 3rd floor of a fucking flat in this little town. Oh. So cool, bro. So when you came out, was your father just like fucking shocked to see it?
I was. He wasn't. He the whole trip, I think he was stunned that he was there. And then when he went back after that, I think he had moments of emotion and whatnot. But while we were there, I didn't really see any of it. I think he was stunned that he was seeing this all again for the first time. And he admittedly had said after the trip that he's like, I was numb when I was there. I couldn't process what I was seeing. I never thought I would be back in my hometown, let alone with my son, seeing where I grew up. But then I started to think, Jesus, could you imagine if you got a knock on your door tomorrow and this woman was like, I used to live here. Do you mind if I take a walk around and show my kids? Fredonia, probably you would. But would you let the person in?
I think I'd have to say, especially if it's a man, if you could get a cop to just hang out in the driveway while you come in, then you go for it. Take a look. And then when you come out, I'll wave the cop away and you leave too. Right?
Wow.
Do I do a full frisk? Well, if anyone came back to your house, though, to ask to do that, you'd be like, hey, J-Lo.
Come on in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it's you, Blake Shelton.
Oh, shit. No, that just goes to show you how welcoming the people in a small town in Italy would just invite you to come inside their house, not even knowing who you are, to check out the place. It's definitely a cool town.
Was there even one person? By the way, how old was your dad when he left?
15. He was 65 when he went back.
That's old enough was there one person even that he ran into in the town or went to see that he grew up playing with until he left at 15? Like, Giuseppe, you still here? You work at the hardware store?
Yeah, he hooked up with his old friends. He was walking in the piazza and there was like old guys sitting on a bench, had to be in their maybe mid 80s, and they looked at my dad and they go, Maniscalco. And he's like, what? I used to work with your father. So there was guys that were still my grandfather's friends hanging out in the middle of the town. And my dad started talking to them like, oh, my God. And then, those guys introduced my father to other people that he knew. So now my father goes back to Sheffield. He's like the mayor.
Oh,
he knows a lot of people in the town. And he loves it. He took me to where my grandfather used to have his barber shop, which is now a travel agency. And my father knew the people who had the travel. So it's like he reconnected with all these people that he lost touch with 50 years ago. Yeah. And now he's hanging out with them in Sheffield. So yeah, it's weird that you brought that up because you didn't even know that was my dad's hometown.
No, I didn't. I thought like he had to travel somewhere to see it. So like, where does your dad stay when he goes back? Does he have a hotel in that town that he stays in, or
he stays at a hotel? And he kicks his ass because my grandparents at one point in the mid 80s had that 3-flat there and a farm. And they asked my father, my uncle, do you want it? Because it's hard to keep up from the States. Do you want it? Do you want it? And they're like, sell it. Just sell it and get the money. We don't want it. We're not going to go back there, right? So now he's been back every year since he's been 65. And
oh, wow.
He's like, I should have kept the freaking place. This guy had a farm in Sheffield that he let go. It's now subsequently become a villa. The people bought it, and it's like a villa now. And he's sitting there looking at it going, hey, this could have been mine. And I'm like, telling him, it could have been ours.
Wow.
We could have kept this in the family.
But, how old were your grandparents when they offered it to him? How old was your dad, I'm saying, or you, when they offered it to him?
My dad was in his mid-30s.
So were you even born yet?
We're 26 years. 26 years? Yeah, I was born.
Well,
36.
My point is,
I was 10.
Yeah, well, you might not, if your dad bought that property, you might not have become the comedian you became. Just keep that in mind. Because he would have gone back by the time you were 12 to take a look at it with your brother. He would have re-fell in love with the whole situation. We're going to fucking move back here. We're going to fix this up. Next thing you know, bro, you'd be working front desk at a villa in the little town.
I'd be a fisherman.
You'd be, oh my God, I can't picture it. Dude, can you imagine what would have become of you if your father, like, as soon as when your daughter were born, your sister were born, he took his son and daughter and your mom, and he said, we're going back there, and I want to live there. I'm going to cut hair there, and we're going to stay there. I wonder if you would have been like, I'm going to Hollywood still with my flyers.
Oh, the flyer. That's right. I gotta post that. I have a flyer that I made when I first started doing comedy. I showed Pete in the car. I'll post it on my Instagram for you guys to check out. It's pretty interesting to see. All right, Pete, listen, this is it. We're shutting this shit down. We got ads to read. We just like to thank everybody for tuning in. Sorry the energy was low today. Pete and I have been on a worldwide tour, and we're still trying to crank these podcasts out. So thanks for bearing with us here. My motor's shutting down, and Pete needs to go and be with his family. Pete Sebastian Show. We'll see you next week.